Let's check. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Yeah. I am playing the new Minecraft music because I haven't actually listened to it in full. And I am going to finish that courthouse. Well, it is kind of finished. I may or may not have done some, as they say, off-stream grinding. As they say, off-stream grinding. I will probably be... Oh, I didn't mean to... Hello? I forgot I said this here. We used to do a different plugin, and now we use the P-Warp one instead of just /home. But yeah. I just sometimes forget because I used home as my warp. I stole that one so that I could use it alone. No one else could. Made it a private warp even. Oh my gosh. Okay, I forgot to link the stream. I'm going to put these away. And I'm going to put those away, and then I'm going to goof with the things. Right now. The things that I was going to goof with. I forgot what I was going to goof with. Sometimes goofing is an art. It's an art form. Here, let's go. I'm live again. Send tweet. Which I should tweet it on the Twitter I made, but sometimes making a Twitter is all you need to do. Actually being on Twitter is enough of a psychological toll. I wish I could turn down this music even more, but YouTube. It's just the new Caves and Cliffs music. So, what was we going to get? Okay, so we're going to be cleaning up some things. Because that's my job. I'm cleaner. I clean things. Where did that go? Oh, we have extra. So in general, I end up cleaning up a lot of things around here. I do a lot of terraforming. I leave open tabs to annoy myself, apparently. But yeah, lots of cleaning. A lot of terraforming. I've even gone through and just kind of around. So you may... Okay, so there was the sheep farm right here. And I took it down earlier today. Because I was a little annoyed, the kids might call it. And I've also finished up most of the courthouse. See, I finished up these pillars. I added staircases all around to properly support it, as well as fences, because this reminds me of that kind of, I don't know, plain fencing that people put on the bottoms of houses, like the foundation areas when it's standing up and there's like a basement and everything. And then I added fence gates so that some of them would be a bit janky. I should probably leave some of these open so that looks like there's holes in them too. And then I hung lanterns as well and cleaned up some of the torches sitting right here. Also a ton of squid spawned right here. because there's no, like, everything else is a swamp, and this is the only river, like, right here in distance of me as a player, so let's leave that one open too. They'll just be a little bit broken, a little bit janky, but that's how it should be. I should leave, yeah. And I made sure, like, I didn't add them here because then the oak wood would be right against the birch, so instead I changed the birch so that it looks like it's being supported. And with the help of some people and some feedback, because I talk to people, I swear, I finished up the sides that I was working on when I finished stream last time. So there's no birch right there anymore, and the siding of the walls is different. And I fixed up this area. I kind of just imitated what I did over there, but then also added these fences on both ends so that this didn't look like it was just jutting out of nowhere. So that's being supported. And making these, like, you still can't pass even if you mess around with this. You're only gonna make yourself crouch right here, which might be funny. Someone's trying to escape and they're like, oh god, oh dear lord, I gotta go, I gotta get out here. Oh, hello judge, I'm just... Anyway, put me back on trial for murder or whatever. We just do a little of murder. I added this deep slate. So the deep slate trim helps give the roof definition and, like, ending. And it also ties in this so that this doesn't look like it's just a sun dark area. And then I made copper. Like, I have all this oxidized copper, so this used to be all fully oxidized. And I tested it out, this, like, having it be slightly weathered, and decided that this fully weathered with bits of fully oxidized looked best. Someone who actually does work or has seen a courthouse very often tells me that the green roof fits particularly well. Who knows? I don't know. I'm also not fully sure if the music's too loud or too quiet. Who knows? Who knows anything anymore? I'm well aware of the fact that there's likely no one here, but getting into the habit of actually doing something, like talking for a long amount of time or even going live at all, is far more beneficial. And there's not many, like, cons to just sitting in a room and talking for a few hours, even if it's just to myself. Did an Enderman? Ugh. Hate it here. So there used to be this, like, row of sheep that you saw and then, like, a creeper hole in the middle of it that I fixed up the grass but didn't add any sheep back in. Partially because there's a better sheep farm elsewhere. And here, there is a now defunct sheep farm, which I'll need to check and see how far I've gotten. I was just moving them over to the barn, the storage barn, because that's far better to have a place for it to all go instead of just this bank of open-faced hoppers and everything, because hoppers without something to block them, like a composter with only one inventory slot, will end up being a bit goofy. They'll add a bit of lag, and no one likes lag. And they'll check their phone to see Snapchat and text back. And use cute emojis because they're cute, and move their phone elsewhere because they realized last time that there was bit of sound that you could hear that was literally just my phone vibrating because I'm that popular. and get that many notifications from the numerous silly gamer apps I play. Well, now I've got a lot of minecarts. I guess I'll keep those. I like keeping things for gain and profit. Track, hopper, oak fence goes here. I do have like this little baby dripstone farm, and I do have the lava farm, but I don't farm the lava as much anymore. I don't have much planned for the lava. I used to, but then I didn't. Because that island I have, the terraforming plans for it have changed several times. Around here, these llamas, they do get annoying. I am annoyed by them at all times, but they also have... I'll just need to put them in a different space, I guess. Because that's what people do when they're annoyed by things actually changing the thing that annoys them. Wild, I know. I rarely take part in that. I'll need to go to the barn. See, the second floor, it used to be just this one bank of chests, and then I added the signs to the barrels as well. They're all chock full of white wool because all of those chests were full, and then they had been left full, and that's not helpful to anyone. And I've got a little bit of room left. I plan on having a secret like underground part, and that's where I'll store all the cobblestone and stone, because I just throw in some of the stone I have, which is all of these are mostly full. But yeah, some of these are only partially full, but leaving things in them is okay. I guess these aren't. I did not mean to do that. Oh, Jesus. Dear Lord. Okay, that doesn't go there. I love how that just doesn't go there. I need the barrels. And then I'll grab the signs. I already had the signs. That's what happens when you break things. You get the item back most of the time. You can hear me double tapping to go and sprint because I still double tap to sprint because I've played this game for like 10 years. Fun fact, the first time I heard about Minecraft was from, this isn't wool, it was from a classmate actually. When asked a question and the answer would have been sand, she accidentally said soul sand, and everyone was like, wow, what an idiot, wow. I guess I don't remember anything from that except for them saying soul sand. And then later, them saying it was from Minecraft. And I was like, wow, what's this silly game? And I look it up, and I ask someone I knew to get me a cracked copy of Minecraft, which you didn't hear from me, but I may or may not have obtained. And then I looked up Minecraft in full on YouTube, because I was like, I heard you can mod this, I guess. I don't know where I heard that, but I heard it somewhere. Because literally I would scour the Minecraft wiki for everything. I would just, anytime I came across something and I had no clue what it was, I would go through the Minecraft wiki. So I had literally every crafting recipe memorized. This doesn't go here. I'd know because I made this. I'll get a stone block, I guess. So I look up Minecraft on YouTube. I heard about mods through, I would have literally every crafting recipe memorized. And then also, I would have just a bunch of, I would know literally everything, but also nothing at the same time because I was a child. I guess. So I would play only on peaceful mode. Yet I was convinced that there were mobs in the caves, like monsters, of course. Hostile mobs. And this was a version of Minecraft where once you killed, like, peaceful mobs would not respawn. So then once you killed all of them in an area, you'd have to either go farther out and hunt for more of them, or just kind of be like, well, this is our life now, we don't have any more ever. And I didn't even realize that, but then also, I was silly because I was like, I need all this food. Continued to play on peaceful mode. That doesn't add up, but I didn't really get it. And I was scared of caves. I wouldn't go caving. I'd collect basically everything I needed on the surface. And I built a house like at spawn in the area I had, like this stupid little forest area next to like a mountain area. But I never explored very far. Like now, I explore literally everything because I can't not explore. But then it was, I barely left like the area. Like I still have it all memorized in my head, of course, because, of course, I do. I'm just the person who does that. But I did not explore very far, so I couldn't tell you exactly everything about that world. Like even what's beyond some of the mountains that I was there. Was right there at spawn. I did level one of the mountains, which was nice. I built a big giant S on it. But then when I was like looking at mods and stuff for my potentially not legal version of Minecraft, not paid for at the time, who knows, not me, here, let's just send this down the rail. I checked YouTube. I don't know why. There was like modded content on YouTube, I guess. And I found Ant Venom's mob reviews. So the first Minecraft video I watched was him reviewing a creeper mod, which added a bunch of different creepers, like even one that was like you could befriend with a flower or something, I think. There was like snowy creepers, and then this creeper that instead of blowing up areas, it just like inverted the area and built this giant dirt ball. It was really silly and really nice. And I think, yeah, Ant Venom was the first person I watched on YouTube for Minecraft content, really. But then I watched, I think, his friends Skitscape and Fods, of course. They were very, very funny, and even now, they took a very long hiatus of not doing any content together, or like at all. Like one of them took down most of the videos on his channel. Which, like, fair. They were very of their time, which is to say, early 2000s, 10s humor, which is very not nice to anyone at all, but that's just how things are when you've got two white boys on the internet. It was super funny. I still remember most of the inside jokes and everything, and me and my sibling would be able to repeat them together and quote videos and everything, because that's what normal people do, I guess. These are some funky... Okay, hot coral. Poppy. I did not know these were here. Let's just plant these. Let's plant all of these. Let's hide this. There. That's very nice. Let's put our tools back in their place. And then grab one stone block, go back. Those were like the first Minecraft YouTubers I watched, I guess. Ant Venoms and Skitscape and Fods, and then of course Sky Does Minecraft, which was the main person I would watch for literally like, I don't know, 5 years at least? Maybe? Less? I don't know. I saw the rise and fall of Team Crafted, and then the rise of the pack, and then a bunch of other stuff. I can't really remember most of it, which I suppose just goes to show how much it, like, well, I just don't remember a lot in general. Which isn't even to be like quirky, like, oh ha ho, silly me, I just straight up do not remember things. Even if they were very, very important to me at one point, or should be very, very important to me now. But that's just how it be. Currently, I spend a lot of time watching streamers, but then of course I still watch current cool YouTubers too. Oh yeah, when I broke these, the dispensers were full of shears, so I'm gonna leave these in here and focus on collecting the wool, and then leave this chest to collect all the garbage, the extra garbage, which I can sort later, instead of fully having to sort them every single time and taking up a bajillion more minutes and hours of my time. This is a lot of teleporting back and forth, but generally I do a lot of that at times. Where did I? Okay, of course. I get turned around sometimes in this area, mostly just because it's like you teleport in, you don't know which side you're on, you just go up straight up the ladder. But right here's a very good where the sun sets and the moon sets, I guess. And then on the other side, I think you just see the trading hall. And you also can kind of see the sun rising. It's very nice. You can see a tiny bit of Cloudity up there. I don't know much about Cloudity. I was there when it was built, and ah shit. I was there when it was built, and I saw people who, like, someone who was added, like, built onto it as, like, this is my house now. Like, that was their first little house. Oh. And they built, like, a cute juice bottle because they ended up becoming a prophet of juice. Like, you just become a prophet of God, like, the first time you log on to a Minecraft server, as you do, apparently. And then eventually became the grandchild of God. That's just how it is. Juice just has a lot going on. There are two other gods, Nerd and Scarf, both of which are far more absent, which is, like, in the story, they are absent as well. It's not just like, oh, they don't log on, fuck them. No, it's just multifaceted. Here, let's not have this, and we're gonna do some farming, as the kids do. See, this is far easier than just, like, having to break it every single time. Oh, this slaps. I have not heard this before. I listened to the music disc because I got it in a snapshot, and I had listened to one of the songs. I couldn't tell you which one. It just came up randomly while I was playing the snapshot, and I was like, oh shit, oh shit. I would get so confused because I'm like, this isn't a song from whatever I'm listening to at the time, a stream or whatever. But instead, it is just a bop by Lena Raine themselves, the legend, who also composed and created The Glory of Pigstep and the Celeste soundtrack, which I have been told is a goddamn banger. Yeah, I don't know much of their work, honestly, aside from what they've done on Minecraft, but that's where I know most of anything ever, just in Minecraft. Yeah, my cactus farm has been doing well. It's only got like, I couldn't tell you how many cacti, maybe like 9 or so it's doing pretty well for what it is. It's not meant to be very efficient, just meant to work over time, so I don't have to see an ugly cactus patch everywhere. Which I hope won't happen again. Because if there's one thing I'm not a fan of, it's unsightly things. The tower's really cool. It's the crying obsidian thing, which I might end up taking down because no one's told me not to when I mentioned it. So I may just go along and do that. What? When did someone stomped both of these? Okay. I guess I'll go to here. And I know all of these chests by heart. I know what's in like most of the more significant ones. These are all gravel. This is all, I think, cobblestone or stone. Cobblestone? Yeah. This one's all stone. Gunpowder, TNT, sand, granite, andesite or diorite? Andesite. And this one's all my extra tools. Which, yeah, not very well organized. Also, my shield. My current journal I think I've got. But yeah, there's also a tiny little planter here, but this has been the main source of it, of the nether wart, so here, I'll just do this so I don't keep stacking it up and annoying myself. I keep a large stockpile of nether wart, mostly because I have a large... Well, I've got a tiny brewing operation. It's got no automatic brewers or anything else. But it's, like, about as large scale as you can do without being ridiculous when you're manually brewing everything. It's no Combrutor 2.0, of course. But not much can rival the Combrutor 2.0. I have this tiny beetroot patch. No one eats beetroot, but it's a good source of food for the pigs. So I keep some of it, and also those seeds. A lot of seeds, very good for chickens. So it's barely even like a good crop. And no one eats beetroot soup, of course. These are all sheep that I let loose, and then of course went and got stuck in places again. Like, oh. At this point they're just cluttering up the area, so sheep have like way lower HP than I thought they would. They just do. I couldn't tell you why. But when I'm like playing around on snapshots and making tiny single player worlds that I won't go back to after like one sitting, I end up like one-shotting them, not even trying, and being like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just overestimating the attack damage of things, but it's just, like, very easy to kill sheep. Sometimes these things just happen. You kill sheep. You mute your microphone for 1 second. So, my cat has stolen my chair. She's purring. I hear her purring. Taking a picture of her and her shame. And texting my sibling. Oh, this is the disc. It's really good. You can't look up at me with those innocent little eyes, baby. She's such a baby all the time. Oh, and now she's attacking me. She attacks me. This disc, this and Pigstep are very good. Like, of course, C418's work has evolved over time and has clearly gotten, well, every artist evolves over time and becomes better at their craft. But Lena Raine's work is very good and fits very well into Minecraft's theme, which, of course, everyone gets wary when someone new starts working on something so beloved as Minecraft. You worry it's not gonna add up. My cat is currently biting me, refuses to let me sit down. Oh, she has grabbed me. Now she's upset. She manages to be the quietest, yet most sassy cat to ever live. She does these things and acts as if she doesn't know what she's doing. She comes inside and goes back out. Like, oh yeah, you're not good enough for me. But that's just how it be. I sincerely do love cats a significant amount. Cats cannot be rivaled in basically all of their fields. Very hard to talk over this song because I just want to listen to it. I swear I listened to it on loop probably a very unhealthy amount of times. Yes, darling? Darling kitty? What is it you could possibly want from me? You could come up on my lap. You just want... What she really wants is for me to lie down so she can sit on top of me and pin me down and then get pets because that's her specialty. But only when it's just her. She hates doing that when there's any other cat around. She's like, no, this is my special time when I'm alone and safe and can purr and be all gross. She's a very silly cat. She's far more like some of the other cats we have. Much more, I don't know. Is neurotic the right term? I've never fully known the definition of that word. But they're very picky. Have specific ways they want things to be done, but also are like far less picky than her. One of my cats, she enjoys sitting at the window, but only if the window's open. So I have to open my window no matter how warm or cold it is out, so that she can go next to like the screen door part of the window, because there's screens over the windows, so they're not just open windows anymore. And she'll just look outside even if it's super dark, because of course she can see in the dark. What are you doing? She's just being a freak right now, looking at like the CD player, sniffing on things. What are you looking at? She's just sniffing around. I'm sure there's a lot of dust in here. There's not many people in this area often currently, so it's mostly just gathering dust. Oh shit. I don't have the one, and then of course I can hear the thing squeaking. Come on and swoop. And that's the cat up on the desk. That's not where things go, cat. Cat does not go on desk. All of them love the sharper corners of my laptop. They're all obsessed with it in their own ways. Oh, you're moving things, aren't you? I'll have to mute. I have returned from the war of letting my cat back out. I swear. Is that another one of them? I'm pretty sure that one spawned inside the panda enclosure, which should not be having anything spawning inside of it. That's not how I made it. I was very specific. But I guess if it does spawn things, that just kinda happens. We have one person sleeping on, so the only time I really do see the night is when I'm alone, which is most of the time, but... I will forever associate these little farms I made with SCPs, like the SCP, like containment facility and the SCPs, because when I was making it, I was watching someone play the video game, the SCP Containment Breach video game, which is actually pretty good. Like, I didn't know much about it besides, oh, it's another horror game that a lot of YouTubers will play, and it'll just be another one of those ooh, scary, scary games. But it's actually very cool and follows well to what the SCPs actually do and what their behaviors are. Which is very interesting as well. Cannot actually compost that. See, putting these in because they're coal, they're burning by coal, so I'll purposely use up 2 coal to not smelt but cook the rest of it, which is very nice. I very much like being very efficient, even though I don't always do things in the most efficient way, even if it's more appealing to like my brain and much nicer just in general. But I do manage to do some things in the most efficient way, which is good, though sometimes it's much more work than it's worth, honestly. Like, yeah, it's the most efficient, but it's not even the most fun, which is what Minecraft and playing the game should all be about, as long as you're having fun. Though, of course, some people they do find fun in finding the most efficient method in doing things, which is nice, but I'm definitely not one of those people. Like, just playing Minecraft for its own sake of being Minecraft is much nicer than running around worrying, oh, is this the most efficient way to do this or that? Like, I'm well aware that sometimes I don't even play things in efficient ways. Like this one single-player world I had on the snapshot, I was just messing around with villagers. I didn't even go in a cave, even if that's far more efficient because I did not have any armor or anything. But I was messing around with villagers, seeing which way I can manage to get diamond armor before I even bother going down into a cave, which you can do, of course, because there's the armor smith and the toolsmith and the weaponsmith, and they're very cracked, of course, really good. There's not much you can do, though, when you can't zombify them and then turn them back, of course. That's far better for trades, of course. The roof took me quite a while. I was very, very happy with how this build turned out. The way the roof is, the way it's supported by everything, and then also moving in, it's supported by the wall as well. Like bracing off of it. It's very appealing, and being able to have a good build where it looks supported, it looks good. It's very nice. Maybe when we have the 1.18 update, I might strip these because they'll become the darker oak, and maybe that'll fit better with this. Not sure. Nailed it. I definitely, I've never really built with jungle wood. I'm not a fan of it. I understand how sometimes it can look appealing and fits with specific things, like it fits well with granite and it fits well with other things with the pinkish overtone, but it's not really my favorite thing and it never really will be. I'll much prefer the classic oak and birch, as well as the dark oak and even the new nether ones I'll much prefer over jungle. Building with the warped and crimson wood is much better, honestly. I'll take that any day. I can hear my tinnitus acting up, which is very fun. No clue why. Sometimes these things just happen. They're gonna check up in here finally one day, and they'll be like, wow, this is just full of wool. And I'll be like, well, get to building. Get to building with wool only so I can burn it down one day when I say you should have never used my barn. It's not really my barn anymore, it's like the community barn, but I'm the one who stocks it with things. I've stocked nearly everything. I did not, however, stock the juice. We don't... Yeah, juice is a benevolent god. Sometimes it's just like that. Also, acacia. I forgot acacia was a wood type for a sec there. I'll build with acacia any day over any other wood types. Well, over jungle. Jungle is time. I'm just not a fan. People hate on acacia, but the orange tone can go with things, and of course the bark of it goes well with stone builds. Though, of course, Minecraft doesn't always need more gray tones to work with. We've got a lot of gray blocks, and they're only adding more and more. I'm sure there's going to be some extra special ones in the deep dark dungeons, because, of course, we got special dungeon things in the bastions with the gilded blackstone, which is one of my favorite blocks. That and bedrock and some other ones I can't even remember right now are all very good. I'm pretty sure there's a zombie trap down here, as well as an enderman wandering around. I know there's a pillager trapped in there, but sometimes things just happen like this. And I'm lacking, aren't I? I'm lagging. I should have noticed when the fence didn't go directly into the chest. And there it is. These are all gonna be full. Yeah, these are past the area where it had been broken. Okay. Well, that shows me where everything has been collected. Now we'll move this over here. And then I could ender pearl up here, but then I just use a bunch of ender pearls every time, and I do have unlimited ender pearls, but what am I gonna do? When I run out of ender pearls. W. White wool. This is part of the second Minecraft album, which has got basically all the best songs on it. Of course, things like Mice on Venus and Sweden are always going to be amazing, but things like Flake and Aria Math and, of course, Alpha are always going to be literally the best songs. No contest. No contest, Alpha is the best song. It literally is like the most, like it's 10 minutes long, but it's literally the best song. You can't really contest that. Some people might be delusional and be like, well, the nostalgia, and it's like, yeah, the nostalgia of being in the end and hearing this huge swelling tune, this huge fucking bop that's just destroying your entire heart, brings you to tears or whatever. I don't know. Sometimes things are literally the best and you just have to acknowledge that. All of C418's music is very good. The man's a genius or whatever. They're a genius. I don't know who makes it. I don't know who C418 is. As far as I know, they're just C418, so a collection of abstract colors, like their Spotify profile picture is. And that's all there is on that. Pretty sure this one's in alphabetical order though, so you're not gonna get them all in order of the album, of course. Like, this isn't the first on the album. Key is. Key and then Alpha and then a bunch of others. I fully recognize that teleporting to and from the literal same area is very much lazy, but otherwise I'd just be wasting time. And wasting time is not my prerogative. My prerogative is doing this as efficiently as possible, so that I don't have to deal with this as another task I have to do. Much like my tasks in electrical. I've only played Among Us once. I wasn't very good at it, and I played it on my phone. It wasn't the best time. I know you can hear me clicking and then typing because I can't really change that. I don't know how. I'm sure there's like noise gate and all that things that like people who actually know what they're doing say. I'm just very surprised I managed to figure out even this. So that's all I can say on that one. This is far more tiring than I thought it would be. But I suppose I don't spend a lot of my time talking, just in general, so talking in general is very tiring. Especially because your mouth is open more often, so I guess you notice you yawn more? I don't know. I don't know anything about how the human body works, or the human mind. All I know is I'm always sleepy. I'm a sleepy little sheepy. And that's how it is. Sometimes you gotta be a sleepy little sheepy. It's just how the cookie crumbles. This area looks far darker than it actually is in the light levels, and that's because there's a wither, and the wither effect actually does give you a slight, like a light decrease on the player side, but it doesn't actually change the lighting at all on the client side, so you're still not going to get things like mob spawns or anything, but you are going to get things that look darker and thus get spammed with torches, which is totally not super annoying. It's just weird, and of course not everyone has access to F3 on the server because we're playing from a wide variety of formats. Of course, it's not on Bedrock, so we can't have like someone playing on their phone and someone else playing on an Xbox or whatever. I don't know how things work. But we do have some people playing from just a variety of ways and variety of devices, like different kinds of laptops or whatever. So some things are going to be handled differently on other people's computers. Like, I had a computer I couldn't access F3 on, which was the most annoying thing ever. It of course made me far better at accessing, like, memorizing and understanding how Minecraft works, like how the terrain works and how to memorize areas and what have you. This goes through here, and here's my redstone box. Here's all this. This. These go in wood, so I should consolidate all my multiple chest monsters into one, but I will not. I don't live like that. And now I gotta move all those. So I have a plan for all these shears, because it turns out they weren't really used by the dispenser. I thought they would be, honestly, but they weren't. And I didn't make this farm. I didn't know they were stocked with like 9 each. But it makes sense. Because then you know, like, every time it will be used. But I have a plan. They go to the bees. The bees need more. The bees crave more. Just some joint breaking ASMR for the soul. It's just simply very cold in here, and so my fingers do not enjoy it, because I have the joints of an old man, because I am an old man, I guess. Most of the people on this server are children, so then they address me as an old man, even though I am literally baby. I don't eat cooked meat. I'm putting that there, even though I could throw it to the barn. So let's go to here. Grab some dirt. Well, let's grab that and then go fill in that hole, because in many ways when I play Minecraft, I like emulating Etho Slab, and most of these are just things that I also just do naturally when playing Minecraft. Like filling in literally every hole, not leaving things to just be full of mobs or whatever. But there's a large cave system under here, so you can't really change that that's full of mobs at most times. I have gone down and lit up, like very recently I went and lit up some areas. Which was nice. It was a little adventure seeing what is and is not lit up. Like, all the lower systems end up lit up because people are searching for diamonds, but the upper systems, no one is going in them, of course, because they don't need things like coal after the beginning. But yeah, there were endermen and some zombies that were holding things so they wouldn't die. And that's just how it was. Now that this is done, maybe we could have a pond here. Maybe some trees, who knows? Life is our oyster, I guess. That's why they call it the present or whatever. So, next on our list is that, but first I'm going to check and see if some things have oxidized better at the courthouse. And it looks like they have. It does look very silly right now. I am well aware of its goof. Here's this. Here's dirt for you. And that's all I need. Just checking that all this is oxidized. That one, I guess. Okay. That one. I know these are oxidized. That one, I guess, is oxidized now. They're all waxed. This does look like that one doesn't have any wax on it anymore. To better preserve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to break all this obsidian. And I could get a haste beacon. I could do that very easily. But I will not. Listen, we don't need to talk about every single fail or else we'd be here all day. Yeah, they do just spawn. The people who have opt just put in spawners willy-nilly. It's very funny. Most of the time. This is just going to be a floating spawner in midair now. And I did not sleep. I have mined probably too much obsidian on this server, honestly. I'm mostly just vibing. Something about doing very, very repetitive tasks will make me just shut up. But it's not very hard to get me to shut up. I don't know what they were doing when they built this. I'm pretty sure it was just someone in op messing around when someone asked about mob spawners. But at the time we probably did have the beginnings of my first, the first public spawner on the server was my zombie spawner. Down in my strip mines, because I have some very extensive strip mines that have since been kind of blown up a bit. We gave someone who wasn't in op infinite access to TNT, and they've kind of just been hanging out and doing that ever since. But we know they won't mess up anything that's super important. He's not an asshole. So instead, we just hang out. And instead of mining there, I've been mining in this mesa that I've got about probably 80,000 blocks out. Because I played around in the nether, exploring the nether, looking for new fortresses and bastions to look through for new stuff. And that was basically it. I just kept going, and I ended up going maybe 8,000 blocks out in the nether, which I guess is a lot. But to be fair, when I started exploring in the nether, I was looking for a woodland mansion, so I kept going in and out of the nether every 1,000 or so blocks trying to get on that map. Ended up that there wasn't a woodland mansion on that map, which apparently just happens sometimes. It was the first time I was looking for a woodland mansion ever, which I just tend to not get that far when I'm in single player worlds, because sometimes it just gets to the point where it's well, who am I doing this for? And it's yeah, who am I doing this for? What am I doing all this for if I'm just sitting in here alone? And of course it is for your own self-satisfaction to play a single player world. I do love playing on them. I just kind of like being in the beginning of the game, I guess. I've only beaten the Ender Dragon myself once, I think. And the end is banned on here, or else I probably would have done it already. But there are plans for the end. They're doing a bunch of coding with command blocks and such to make it a big boss battle. And shh, don't tell anyone, but me and Toby have plans to use a slime machine and get over to the nearest, the outer end islands to steal an elytra and then go back with an elytra to fight in the battle. Which I also plan on maybe when they announce it, when we're gonna fight in the end battle, I will go make Prop 4 armor for everyone. The thing is, my Prop 4 villager, I added a cured Prop 4's villager, so it was 1 emerald for each prop book. And then he just kind of disappeared one day. Sometimes this happens. Things just disappear. It's not the most functioning server, but we try. We do our best. This has definitely been very fun. Otherwise, I would just be sitting and doing the same thing every time, but this is way more memorable in my brain, because otherwise I'd be oh, I goofed off all night. Because I finished my homework today, on time, like a good boy, and then submitted it on time, and then sat around, checked for updates on things. There was a new Hermitcraft episode today, where Tango created Hasa, the hermit aerospace Hermit, I don't know, Association Aerospace, Space, Aerospace, I don't know. I don't even know the NASA acronym, so I don't know how you expect me to remember the HASA one. I don't remember a lot. This has been established. But yeah, like, in the newest one with the moon, like, the moon has been so huge. Like, even then, it was so huge that I was like, okay, guys, really? Are we living like this? We're all just agreeing to live like this? What Hermitcraft has been doing, like, they continuously top themselves and knock it out of the goddamn park every single season. I started with season 6. I went back and watched Mumbo's season 5, which, like, it's a good season 5. Though Mumbo is very much a solitary hermit at times. And I guess in his earlier seasons, because I don't remember a lot of collabs on that one. I didn't really get to know other hermits, which would have helped when later, like, branching out and trying to get used to watching a bunch of these POVs. Which I didn't really start branching out until Third Life came in, and I was like, well, I guess I'll watch all these point of views because I'm super obsessed with this. And then I went back and was like, well, I guess I'll watch the Hermitcraft point of views too. And also, like, go and watch their channels. Like, it got me to watch Joel's channel, Smallish Beans. And he's just literally one of the funniest people. Like, on par with Charlie Slimesicle, like, some of the funniest people ever. That I've, like, ever seen. And, like, Solidarity Gaming, his content is super good. Like, he says he's not good at Minecraft. He says he's not a builder, but he managed to make a profession out of it, and that's good enough for me. That's good enough for most people. Like, oh, you're probably good enough at Minecraft if you can do that. And he's just, like, super good at what he does. And, like, it's really nice to, like, for a change, watching family-friendly, like, Minecraft YouTubers is really nice, because, like, it used to be just, like, a few hermits. And now I watch this whole slew of them, and, like, I kind of wanted to do family-friendly stuff, like, not swearing, but sometimes it just happens. I'm a child, this happens. But yeah, I don't really intend to, because it, like, just opens up an opportunity to be able to have just a wider range of content, even if you're not swearing. You can be involved in more things and talk to more people, even if it's just, like, in official context. Like, in unofficial context, you can talk to whoever you fucking want. Did not intend for that one, but that's just how it be. All this crying obsidian, I'm probably gonna leave it in the barn. That's what I tend to I either keep them in my ender chest if they're given by people with op, or I leave them in the barn. Like, that's where I left the half a stack of diamond blocks that was given as technically a bribe. Ooh, that's not. Ooh. Well, it won't be activated with people just sitting on the ground, so it'll be fine. I say, not knowing if it'll be fine. I know there's a certain range where they, like, you're so close that mobs can't technically spawn, like Minecraft won't spawn them. And then I know there's, like, an optimal range for spawners. Which is why people, like, have their spawner spots, like, where you stand to AFK further away and then let the things fall, or, like, gather up. Which I did not do on any of the spawners I made. I just let them gather up, and then you end up wasting durability on your sword or whatever. Which isn't ideal. It's not optimal, but, like, Sometimes I just like being able to, like, having it be technically farmable is good enough for me. Like, I'll make these little scuffed, like, wheat farms when I was making my 15 slot llamas, because that wheat farm wasn't doing it for me. So it ended up being, like, super, super goofy. Like, just an observer. Like, an observer clock where it, like, looks into itself and makes this rapid timer. Like a rapid redstone clock. Because, like, I know some things about redstone, but, like, a silly, like, what you learn from watching videos, not, like, actually attempting to learn redstone. Like, I know what every single redstone piece does, in theory. And I know, like, why something might work. It's like, yeah, because this is facing this, so then that activates the redstone. But I don't create a lot of redstone. I'm certainly not making unique contraptions. I'm just doing what I've seen done before, like, of course, the clocks or something I know will activate something rapidly. So I've got one on my piglin bartering farm, so it just chucks a shit ton of gold at the piglins, and then sometimes the hopper minecarts underneath the farm pick up the gold anyway instead of piglins because it's going too rapidly. But even then, it's like, yeah, this is fine. Like, it's not the most efficient, and you have to fix it, like, by grabbing the gold from the output chests, putting it back in the input chest. But that's not the end of the world. And it also makes you pay more attention to the output chests, like, oh, so this is obviously, like, not supposed to be here. But I tend to be the person who, like, uses literally everything. So I've got an annoying amount of storage, like a huge chest monster. And then I keep, like, an annoying amount of just everything, even if I won't ever use it. I feel like I'll find a use for it. Or it'll be, like, one day. It's like, well, if only you had that, like, 70 stacks of iron nuggets. And it's like, well, if only. Of course, the only use for iron nuggets is crafting chains, because you can just trade with villagers for lanterns, which is literally one of the best things. I get a shit ton of lanterns. Lanterns are one of the best lighting sources, along with crying obsidian. Crying obsidian is a good lighting source. And the new lighting update is really good because you're able to use things like amethyst clusters and crystals to light things up, because they've got a very low light level of 4. Some people say they don't emit light. They do. They do. It's just not very efficient. And you're not going to stop any spawns with level 4 lighting. At least in 1.17 and below. But then in the newest, like, the biggest change to lighting ever and, like, mob behavior ever in Minecraft happens. And it's like, okay, go off. This is here now. I have completed it. There is no longer a huge, ugly tower. We win these. We literally win these. That has been there since, like, the beginning of the server. I'm sure some people have never seen a server without it, and now they will. They can look past this and see the boyfriends together. And these guys. These, I think Pybro had, like, literally the one trident, which he didn't even get, legitimately. I think it got given to him. But you... what to do? Okay. First, I'm gonna leave these in a random, unsigned chest for anyone to take whenever. They can have fun with that. Second, let's go to home, and then put the bones in here. Throw this out, because I don't need it. Put this in my wood. Put this in redstone. Put this here. Put this back in wood. Not this. This. And then I don't want these either. These go in the barn. At one point we had a breadpocalypse. These things just happen. People spawn in a bunch of the head that says bread on it. and you're just forced to deal with the consequences. People place them like everywhere. There was a command block that gave every player on the server like a stack of bread blocks or something. So I was AFKing and I was just like, why do I hear item pickup noises? And then I'd go and check in and everyone's like, bread, 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 bread. And then the server like didn't work for like a couple weeks after that. And I blame it on the bread. In canon, all our characters ate so many carbs that we all passed the fuck out and had a collective coma for a few weeks there. Which, considering this is the only server I really play on, I don't play much Hypixel. Of course, I used to play a shit ton of the Skywars. Like, Skywars used to be my gosh darn jam. And then I have tried out Bed Wars a few times. I even played it sometimes with Blue when they had time, which is nice. It's much more fun to play with a friend than just sitting there and losing and having incompetent teammates, and you're one of the incompetent teammates, which doesn't make it any more fun. Being the incompetent one isn't fun either. This goes in here, this goes here. We're gonna go here. I'm gonna pick up copper, but I'm gonna keep it in ore farm. Oh yeah, I think they actually did take a stack of diamond blocks. I don't really care. Good for them. The grind. Pop off. King, I guess. This goes here. I should grind for more netherite stuff. It's just getting protection 4 is such a hassle now. I'll have to make a new villager for protection 4. Which I think I had my one protection 4 villager had 2 different protection 4 trades, which isn't very useful. Not at all. But now I'm gonna throw away, put my hoe where it belongs in here. Grab more torches, grab more arrows. I'm fine with using mending. I'm fine with throwing away arrows. I have too many arrows. I also have a bunch of poison arrows. Those are very useful. But I don't use them right now because poison doesn't work on some mobs. So, would be very ineffective and a waste of a poison arrow when I'm pretty sure I don't have the Fletcher villager still. So instead, we're going to go to the mesa, and we're going to dig a hole, diggy hole, and get gold, which I'm going to mine with my fortune pickaxe, and then I'm going to mine copper ore with my not fortune pickaxe. Some might call that your silk touch pickaxe. Because in the new update, copper ore will drop more raw ore pieces to be able to smelt. So I'd much rather have that and then be able to fortune it later, which is what I did before the 1.17 update. I had a bunch of gold and iron ore that I kept and then fortuned later and was like, sweet, we're in the money. We win these. Some of these warps, like these are private warps, like not everyone on the server can go to them. So I'm sure if any of the people who are on the server go back and see my VODs of me randomly talking at like ask o'clock in the morning, they're gonna be like, okay, why didn't you tell us you have all these wild random places? Yeah, this mesa is, if you look at the coordinates, negative 70,000 blocks out, negative 18,000 blocks out, which like is a bit of a walk. I've actually tried to find a second 1.17 biome. Here, I'm gonna skip to the next song because this song is Death, and it's like a fine song, like, okay. Kinda goes off. Here, let's go to Dragonfish. Where does it start? Here. Well, I skipped right to Detriton. That's just how it is. I'm gonna have to mute myself for a second. I let the cat in, and then she goes to sit on my lap, stands there for 1 second, and then jumps down and is still like, why aren't you giving me attention? Like, girl, I was giving you attention. You had my full attention. Sometimes she'll just sit on my lap and we'll be like, here, you are my bitch now. Are you gonna? Yep. Oh, now she's on the keyboard though. Oh, come on. Yeah, do you have something to say? She's the quietest cat. She does these like tiny little honks though. She goes like, ha! About things. But now she's just rubbing her face. She likes just... She has these big worried eyes all the time. She always looks like that softly concerned picture of a cat. That like gently concerned cat meme. And it's just constant. She's just a sweetie though. A big sweetie. Which, of course, she's on my lap. She's the biggest baby ever. She drools and, like, licks your face. But she only does that to me and my sibling. Otherwise, she's like, no, don't even look at me. Which is, like, just kind of proof. People say that cats don't care, but I'm pretty sure this cat would lose her mind. She, like, does lose her mind if she doesn't have a person to go and, like, mess with and get attention from and give attention to. And all the cats, like, all of them tend to like me the most because I'm the one that gets up, doesn't move around the most. But that's just, like, perks of being a bit physically disabled. Just a bit, just a tad. So, like, I don't move around as much. But then they all do gravitate towards me in other situations, too. Like, if I'm sitting outside, then they'll all gravitate towards me, which I didn't choose to have outdoor cats. That one was not my choice and would not have been my choice if I had it. Because they do catch animals, and it gets sad. I'm like, why are you killing a hummingbird? Like, our dumbest cat, he's this big, dumb, fat boy, and the only animal he manages to catch are hummingbirds. It's like, sweet, okay, you killed something beautiful, big man. What are you gonna do with yourself now? And he's just so satisfied with it. He's like, here, I'm proud, here you go. And sometimes they catch, like, rats or, like, mice, which is, like, good on you. But when they catch birds, it's like, well, congrats, you ruined the environment one by one. This is why no one should have outdoor cats. Here, so what I do is, because I've got a turtle helmet, I can just do this and renew my water breathing whenever. And then I just dig down in the water anyway, so I can try and up if it ends up being a bust. But it does get pretty dark for a bit here. And... oh, I know this cave system. I've memorized cave systems very well. It's kind of a curse. I'm just always able to find my way in and out of cave systems.
Yeah?
Oh, she's upset. She wants me to pay attention to her. So I will mute for another... Yet another evil bad guy. I just tried to click on the, like, welcome back screen on OBS. That doesn't help. Oh, there's another dark area. So there's a lot of cave systems, and I have most of them generally memorized around here. But I still go back because, of course, the gold spawning rate is insane. here. Also, we'll need to silk touch this because it is now the rarest ore block in 1.18. So now I get to flex by collecting literally like an obscene amount of it in 1.17 generation. This is just how we win. Also, it might end up being a part of my terraining, so I'll probably want that. I tend to not bring a lot of coal, I just collect coal on the go, because it's always plentiful here. But in 1.18 generation, coal is a problem. Because I much prefer staying in the deep dark caves, which is not nearly as efficient, and you're not going to get a lot of coal unless you're hanging around mine shafts and manage to find enough good chests. But in some cases you might get coal because you use charcoal from those mine shafts by mining the support beams, which is another method. But in the snapshots, me and my friend Chaos, who was on my first stream, who wasn't talking but was there, they have also had problems with coal, so then they're also making charcoal. Which is not like the best. It's not fun to like have to go and mine wood and then end up using this for coal. It's not fun. So I'm much more careful about coal when I am in newer worlds for 1.18, but still not easy. Not like the most fun having to go and stress over coal of all things. I missed some gold over here. I'm a fool, a buffoon, even. My axe has lost a lot of durability. I wasn't collecting wood, I was just shaving off layers of oxidization on some stuff, and of course that's enough. But it's really interesting. I like the mechanics I've added to the axe. It's much more interesting and adds a lot of variety with some build options, and gives some variety and things to work with when they're adding new things like copper later. But still, very annoying to accidentally shave something off with the axe. Oh, there's more gold. I'll need to grab that. I need to grab that right gosh darn now. You can hear me clicking space every time. It's slightly more efficient, so then I'm obsessed with doing it. I've also kind of learned how to do like the amateur speed bridging where you like go to the corner. Kind of. Like this. You're gonna click slightly faster because going diagonal is faster than going just backwards or forwards. But I'm never gonna like learn the actual speed bridging unless like I have a reason to, because otherwise that's just too much effort expended for very little gain. I'll need to do this and then this, and I'm fully prepared to throw out any mob drops. I don't need them. We have mob farms for that. Sir. Rude. Since I'm the one that stocks the blacksmith and stuff, I end up just collecting a lot of coal anyway. And plus, coal blocks themselves might be integrated into my build, since of course I'm doing a black rainbow theme. Because my skin is black rainbow, it has become my aesthetic. Sometimes I picked the skin because it was very much a vibe. It was very cool. I looked up rainbow on Name MC and found it. Said, yep, this is me now, because I couldn't find any good mushroom skins. More gold! I'm a fool. There's just a lot of gold. It's easy to miss, honestly. But I'm pretty sure this is a dead end as well. But if we're at level 40-ish, should be pretty good for copper, I think. Like level 45 is the most optimal. Ooh. Yeah, I have a problem with... I tend to be able to go through mine shafts pretty well, but of course, You always miss something because there's a lot of dark corners. Very easy to forget or not go back up for things, especially if you fall down and you're like, well, my life is over, I'm not going back there. I also just don't collect iron. We have an iron farm. I don't need iron anyway. Except for beacon building, but even then I like to flex and use emeralds for beacon building. One day I could make a full diamond beacon if I wanted to, which I might. It'd be really funny too, but I know people would steal it. I think I dropped something. Yeah, I dropped something down there. I'm gonna make, if you can make a vase out of netherite blocks, I think you can, because you can use a netherite ingot in the beacon, I think. I will do it. I will do the darn thing. Purely to flex, and because if chaos comes back to do lore, which is hard because of time zones and also internet, both being factors into them not logging onto Minecraft at all, even if they want to. But if they do, we could come up with something based around them being a wither, me being someone who has never killed a wither. And maybe beacons. Might be interesting if they have something to do with beacons. Though, of course, there is the fact that our god's son, like the main active god, has a son who is a wither and has been here longer than most people who have been here. Though I don't exactly know how the timeline works in story. I know we've got a basic thing, and like the death system is kind of figured out in that everyone dies infinitely right now. We've got unlimited respawns, but once things become a bit more established, we can come up with something about the death system. I can hear this zombie and I'm gonna lose my mind if I cannot find this one evil, evil man and murder him. Where are you? You evil, evil man. I swear I'm gonna dig back into the ravine and lose my mind. I know I'm... We're digging straight down. We're doing it. We're doing the darn thing. I know it's illegal. I know it's wrong. But I can't help but do it. And nope. Might as well strip mine at Y11 while we can. And also collect deep slate. It's far, far prettier than it has any right to be. And is one of the best blocks added to the game in a long time. Of course, amethyst is very good. Calcite is beloved as well, but I have little use for both of those currently. This man is evil. Oh, he taunts me. Oh, he taunts me so. Oh, how could he? Oh, this man. How can you taunt me so? Oh, you are right by... Yes! Yes, I have found you. I have located you. Both of you. I don't even have to crit you. I'm just doing it to gloat at this point. I'm just doing it because I can. Oh, we can still do the lapis trick to find diamonds as well. Which is very fun. I like doing tricks and treats. Did not intend to do that, but okay. Pop off, king. So, we have coal, and we have this, and we have that. I like collecting a lot of gold. Using them for golden apples will be invaluable in the future, and also piglin trading is always it's one of the main pillars of Minecraft at this point. Like, if you're not piglin trading, you're not getting all the best things you can get. Like, if you're not taking advantage of things like soul speed, like, then you're just being inefficient at that point. Because then, like, things like specific tunnels, like dolphin tunnels, underwater tunnels where you're using depth strider and soul speed, it's just not nearly as efficient, and, like, at some point you're gonna be wasting your time if you don't do these things. Where was the copper? There it is. So I am now going to silk touch the copper in anticipation for 1.18. Which, again, pretty good. Pretty gosh darn good. I love the 1.18 update. It's got very good updates. Very good for the soul. The way that they're splitting up things, some people will hate it. They're very annoyed by how long they're putting it off. Which is understandable. It's a highly anticipated update. It's probably one of the most anticipated updates in a while. I don't know how long, but in a while. We're facing north. So, okay. The trick. There is a thing you can do with chunk borders to check and see if it's gonna work, but I just do it anyway because what if there's diamonds there anyway? Because they're in a different chunk. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4 north, and then you go straight down. But the thing I do is I put a water bucket, and then I mine straight down for reasons I've stated before. You can trident up. You can just fix your water breathing here. The turtle helmet does just give essentially infinite water breathing. As long as you've got a torch or something else you can place. And it breaks. And you get it back. Like, you got infinite water breathing then, bud. I left Discord open just a second there, and it was very much distracting myself reading what someone else was thinking about something. I was like, okay. Yes, being very courteous and listening to people's thoughts and feelings is very important. But also, Minecraft. Minecraft is also important. Minecraft is the balm for my soul. And is the balm for many souls. And I'm going to jump up and grab this gold very quickly. Is there any more? Any more gold? Any more gold for a prospector like myself? Nope, my prospects are low. Just like I fell. Most efficient way is to always put 2 logs, then you know you're gonna get 16 sticks, and 16 sticks, 16 coal, you're gonna get a stack of torches, baby. That's just how it works. You get a stack of torches. Let's put that there. And put this here. Did I mess with the window on accident? I did. I messed with the window on accident. I'm gonna lose my mind. How did I mess with it? Is that gone? Is it fixed? I've done it. I fixed it. I clicked out of the window. I'm not used to playing in window mode, actually. I play in full screen when I'm on my own. No. You, sir, are the bane to everything I hold dear, namely copper. Which I barely built with copper. The roof to the courthouse is actually the first build I've built using copper. But I used several stacks of it building the roof. And like, it's by far one of the most consuming blocks, which in the new update they do add so that you get 4 cut copper blocks for every block of copper you cut in the stone cutter, which is oh so very pog. Oh so very good. One of the best things. It's very, very good. Ooh, Flake. Flake is a good song. Some of these songs, like, they were on the albums but did not play, I think. I'm not sure. Ooh, here we go. I collect some redstone if I have the space, but I throw it out in favor of gold and copper always. Every time. And in favor of lapis. North is this way. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Water bucket. And straight down. And straight down. Yet again, more riveting obsidian content. How deep can this lava pool go? Jesus Christmas. Goodness. Well, no diamonds here. But might as well check and see what else is in this lava pool. Well, it's a very far down lava pool, so yeah. As expected. And lapis. We've got not a lot of space. We'll throw out granite. I don't like building much with granite and diorite. I build some with andesite. That's primarily just for more texture, not like making it a main facet of any build. Some people can make it work. Some people are very good at building and can make literally any block work. I'm not one of those people. Did I collect the copper back there, or did I just bypass it in favor of looking downwards? I can't remember. I swear. I usually remember literally everything, but I guess streamer brain really is a thing where you just forget. No thoughts, head empty. Where was it? Oh, dear. Well, sometimes we just lose things in life. I'm fairly certain I collected it. Yeah. I did collect it. I know I did. I'm smart and strong and cool. Of course I did. I collect all the copper I see because of these reasons. Also, one day someone's gonna need copper for a build, and they're gonna be like, holy shit, can you hook me up? And I'll be like, yeah, for netherite, because that's like the only thing I deal in, because diamonds mean nothing to me. I can hear you. I can hear that bad human. Well, maybe it'll be around the other way, because actually it should be open near here. There should be more of this, technically. Yet, just when I think I mine the last in this mesa, there's always more caves to find. Always more caves. I currently use scroll wheel to pick up my items in my hotbar. I should not. I should use the numbers. They're more efficient. I used to actually use the numbers, and I learned you can use the scroll wheel, so I like regressed into the least efficient version instead of number picking, which I used to do. Oh, there's even a witch. We've got a whole gosh darn party up in here, and I was not invited, which frankly, rude on their part, so I'm justified in my murder. But I'm always justified in my murder, even when I'm sent to kill someone who eventually becomes an adopted internet son. This is just things that happen. Sir? 6 feet? He wasn't even wearing a fucking mask. Who the hell was he? Who did he think he was? And that's poison. Sir? Ma'am? You're not doing a lot. I'll be frankly clear, I didn't really feel it, honestly. That one was mostly out of pity, ma'am. You can just crit spiders with a good sharpness axe. Frankly, one of the best things, being able to just crit out things with that axe. Once you figure out the new system, critting is best. Ooh, holy shit. Wait, is this fire res or is it healing? Fire res? I have infinite fire resistance. I don't need you. I don't need you in my life. Yet again, piglin bartering. Infinite fire resistance potions. I have frankly too many. I throw them away and waste them sometimes. Like just tossing them on the ground like, ooh, might catch on fire. I won't catch on fire. Did not intend to do that. Rocks with gold. Yet another spider. Sir. I want to have a cave spider as a pet in this world sometime. It'd just be nice. You don't see them as pets often. It would frankly be a ridiculous effort to make it happen. And I'd love to see it. There are a lot of zombies somewhere. Are they elsewhere? Ma'am? A second ma'am? They were married. They were girlfriends. And I sent them both into the same place. Straight to hell. Now they're gonna beat up like, I don't know, Ronald Reagan or something. Ma'am? Ma'am. The fact that you insta-mine even with efficiency 4 and yet I still get efficiency 5 is just a testament to how much I go through to be able to flex on people, which it's not directly to do that. Oh, this is technically a ravine, I think. But I'm gonna stay up here where the gold is far more plentiful, see? Like, I've got that near, like, almost, like, 3/4 of a double chest full of golden apples. I spent all my gold on that. All the gold I got after was because I was like, oh god, I ran out of gold. I can't run out of gold. I can't run out of, like, a precious material. Where will my clout go then? If I am not rich, what am I? But yeah, I typically go on mining missions of like hours. I'll sit down, listen to a podcast, or a live stream VOD, or a live stream itself, or some videos. I get through a lot this way. Even like if it's like videos of the same perspective, same thing happening from multiple perspectives, I'll do that too. I don't really care because their thoughts and what they say preceding it is very important. So things like Last Life, I watched all 17 perspectives. And for Third Life, I watched a majority of them too. It just ended up being like, in the week waiting, I would pick up another perspective to watch, instead of starting off watching every single perspective I could. Which I was just, there can't be a witch hut around here. I don't know what their damage is. Why they've sent all the lesbians after me. I swear I'm an ally to lesbians. My friend's a lesbian. I thought I was a lesbian for a bit, and then I got better, and was like, well, I'm definitely not that. Hence the pronouns rule. Pronouns command. Sir? You were talking about pronouns? Are you not a fan of those? Or do you have your own to share? Sir? He was cisgender. I can't appreciate that. I can't allow that in my good Christian Minecraft server. Not a cisgender. Donde está mi crafting table? There it is. Craft up some coal. Leave it. Craft up some gold blocks. Craft up some... not that. This. And I guess some of this too. And I have thus freed up my inventory far more for more bountiful bounty. Sir, you're not invited. These people aren't invited to my birthday party, and that's the biggest insult. Oh, there's a mine shaft. That's useful. I have probably too many enchanted golden apples. All of them are legit as well. I've got like 10 or something, maybe 8. I just find them a lot. I adventure a lot, even before we had the warp system, so then people could go out as far as they want with little consequence. Even before that, I had like probably too many. I ate 5 at one point when I was being assassinated, if that's an indicator of how freely I use them. I could collect this oak wood, but I don't really care to. Far too much effort. Yeah, I'm still in the Badlands, wait. How could I have found several mine shafts in this Badlands. Ooh, this generation is cool. I was in a mine shaft earlier. I started a hardcore world. Things got really weird in that hardcore world. I don't know, it got like weirdly corrupted or something. But before that, I had found a lush cave in a big spruce biome. Like the mega redwood taiga area. And I was like, oh, azalea tree, lush cave, let's go, let's go. We win, we win, we win. And things got a little weird. Things got a little difficult. I almost died a few times in there. I did find a notch apple, a golden apple, enchanted golden apple, I mean. That's the word I was looking for. Found an enchanted golden apple in the first dungeon I found. First and only dungeon I ended up finding. I don't need these things. Oh, I do need the chest. I collect chests far too much, honestly. I don't need this, 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 this. I needed that last one. I collect chests. Chests take up, they need a lot. Oh, I was accidentally fortuning this, wasn't I? Okay. Well, I guess I'll just have some that is fortunate. Okay. Life is like this. That's very irritating that happened, but I am a simple man. I make simple mistakes. I'm simple-minded, some might say. Not many will. But yeah, I found an enchanted golden apple, and I nearly ate it at one point. I nearly ate it because I was close to death. But yet again, these things happen. Sometimes you're close to death and there's not much you can do about it. Dear gosh, I keep finding so many things. Many things for my bountiful missions. Anything down here? Ooh, diamonds. Okay. Is there a sir? Is he coming back? Sir? You're not invited. You're not invited to my diamonds. You don't get any. Evil little man. I'm also silk touching these because at this point I use diamond ore. I plan on using diamond ore as a decoration block because I can. I'm just... One day I will be poor, I bet, on this server. I'm sure if I die and end up becoming some kind of ghost, I'll be a very poor ghost. I'll mooch off of everyone for a change. Currently, the deaths don't work like that, though. Death is an infinite, unending cycle of pain. That's just how we live in here. Is this what I think it is? What's this song? Yeah, it's intro. It's a good song. It's good. All of them are good, though. This one's an older compilation of Minecraft music from 2020, so it doesn't... I think it might have... It has the Nether update ones, but it doesn't have anything from the Caves and Cliffs. And I hope they make a new compilation, because this one's an 11-hour-long compilation of Minecraft music, which includes... Some of it's not as good, it's like Bedrock, like mini-game stuff, so I don't know it as well, and I don't really care for it. Definitely doesn't evoke the same feeling of nostalgia, that's for sure. Hard to be nostalgic for a mini game for Windows or whatever that you don't have. But it's got a lot of good songs, and then being in alphabetical order ooh, that startled me. Is very satisfying. And also it's like a new way to listen to them on shuffle. And you got timestamps so you can skip around and everything for it. Find the song you want. This is very big, and because we have the warp system, I just allow myself to get lost. Usually I'm able to find my way out of literally any cavern. Like, it's an inhuman amount of being, ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. I love Deep Slate Copper, it looks so cool. I might just integrate it into a build because of how cool it looks, honestly. It looks cool. It looks cool. Not much copper in the Deep Slate area, so I thought it was kinda rare, but it's not as rare as I assumed. My favorite thing for mineshafts is when they go down so deep that they cut into bedrock. That's literally the best ever, to be able to like see it cutting into the bedrock and having the bedrock be this perfect square. I only have 40, so I can collect at least 24 more. I tend to only collect like a stack if it's one of these like decorative blocks, because I don't need that much, and this generation terrain is always going to be here unless they figure out how to like cut the terrain that's already been generated and is like just too much. Where's north? 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost forgot my water, so I can slowly drown. Let's see. Oh, this song is so very, very good. And nothing. I swear this works. I accidentally broke my water. That's a pain in so many places. In my heart, in my mind, in my soul. One of these is missing, so there must have been a fire here at some point. Maybe, question mark? Maybe it's just generated weird. These things happen. Oh yeah, that hardcore world that went all weird. So like, it got this like weird, I don't know, glitchy stuff? I don't know how to explain it. It's very difficult. Painful on the eyes, on the mind, I guess. That makes sense. Painful in a lot of ways to like miss and lose a hardcore world. I hate losing hardcore worlds. That's why sometimes, like, I just don't play them often because I hate losing them. Like, I hate dying enough on regular, just hard mode single player, let alone on a world where I won't get anything back, where everything I worked for is for nothing. It's not a good feeling. Especially when it's something you could have. And you could keep it forever by having it be something infinite, but instead you make it finite. Which I guess makes the build and the work itself far more precious. But when it's a singular experience and you never see anyone else ever in that world, and they never see what you've done and who you are, then what's the point of it all? All this hard work and all you get is spectator mode, looking over your past and no future. Nothing to show for it except for a world file you can never fully go back to the way it once was. It's not nice. Not nice at all. That's why I avoid it. But I did try it out just to see if like the new generation would mess up or like be cool. I guess I wanted to see if I'd just like die off the bat trying to do hardcore. Spawned in a taiga, grabbed a couple stacks of berries, found a village. Almost tamed some cats, got bored so I didn't. And then I found this like cool cove area down a river. And then went mining and I think I died? It just got weird in there. I don't know how to explain it. Like the cave system wouldn't stop and everything wouldn't stop. And then I got these like weird corrupted world files like in my single player menu. It's really something, I guess. Oh wait, no, I could get it. Oh, no disc for me. But yeah, I haven't played single player since I exited out of that and then exited out of the 1.18 launcher. Went back to 1.17 so I could play on here. Goof around a bit. Ooh. Sir! Rude. Rude. Oh, that's fun. I wish they had utilized stalagmites and stalactites far more on like, I just think it's useful as a trap. Like, you gotta just get out of the box with it. Like, you can't just have a pit filled with spikes or something that you have to trigger to drop on their head. Like, people are creative. They can figure it out. Like, how to make it interesting and useful and able to be used on people instead of just like, oh, it's a silly spike trap. I'd be able to see that anywhere because I'm not a cartoon character. I don't know. I like Dripstone's edition as an addition. It's a good addition. It's a good color, and that plus rooted dirt makes, like, it's just a good color. And the texture's nice. It's something that I hope to be able to utilize at some point. But currently my build palette is far too monochrome, I guess. Technically not monochrome, technically super colorful, but super colorful in the sense that I won't be using basically browns at all. I'll probably, when I can, use shulker boxes even for chests, but we don't have access to those. I know one person uses a shulker box and he doesn't have op, but I don't know if that's like, well, they don't have op, but I don't know if that's like technically they're breaking the rules and they're just like expecting everyone to be chill about it, or if they're like given it and then expected to like just hang out and utilize God's gift. Which, if anyone, well, I have several gifts, I just don't use them. I didn't use them when they weren't banned, and then they became banned items, and I was like, well, I'd never use them, because I much prefer getting things my own way. Like, getting things myself is far more satisfying than having a handout, though of course having a sentimental gift is also nice. Like when Blue gave me a trident for my birthday. That was nice. That was nice and sentimental and sweet. Sweet of them. They spent hours setting up my party, right? It was the nicest thing ever. They set up a party. They're the sweetest person ever, honestly. Like, they'd kill me for saying that, but they're so sweet and kind. And, like, just inherently kind in the way where it's like, no one deserves you if they treat you wrong. Like, they're just the best person. And definitely one of the lights of my life currently. Like, they're just so nice and kind. But yeah, they spent hours setting up a birthday party for me, and they like, totally not subtly at all, asked me what my favorite block was. And at the time, I could only think of bedrock instead of, thinking of, like, a non-block, like, illegal block. Because, like, I could have remembered that I love gilded blackstone. Like, using it is literally awesome. It's one of the best blocks. We need more blocks like that. Like, crying obsidian also is one of those blocks where it's like a dark color and then cracked, all messed up like that. It's good. It's a good block. But instead, I only remember that I love bedrock, because bedrock I also enjoy. It's a very noisy texture and you can't use it in builds, obviously, unless you're in creative or somehow have like illegal access to it. There it is! I swear, it worked, it worked, it worked. Diamond trick worked for once. I'm not silly, I'm not a fool. It worked. But yeah, they spend hours, they ask me totally non-subtly at all, like, what's your favorite block? Hey! And I was like, yeah, bedrock, I guess, counts. My favorite. I wasn't really, I don't know, it was my birthday, I was chilling. I was planning on logging on to Minecraft, and then I log on, and then they're like, no, log off right now. And I'm like, okay, I guess, okay. If you all hate me that much. Which was obviously like a joke, because I knew they were setting up for my birthday party the second they were like, don't log on, or log on and when I say you can, which was very sweet of them to be like, ugh. They're literally like the best kid ever. Like, if I were like a full adult and they were like my child, I'd be like, wow, my child is hardworking, kind, cares for their friends, cares, very empathetic, hardworking, intelligent, amazing, talented. I have the full package. I am either the best parent in the world or the luckiest parent in the world to have them. And yet, I do not have them. Only in a, like, found family platonic sense of, like, you are my child. Simply because they are younger. And we're like, when we actually, the first time we hung out, we were building that blacksmith. And it was like, here, let's just lag a bit, I guess. I was building that blacksmith by the barn because I figured, hey, we need a community smelting area. I'm gonna relog, see if that works. We need a community smelting area. Let's make a blacksmith. And it took me a sec to figure out how I planned on building a blacksmith. I just kind of went for a casual, like, villagey kind of medieval, I guess, kind of flair. I don't know. I didn't know what I was going for, just kind of oldish looking. Did I? I didn't do the trick for this. Okay. I don't need this. This is north. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come all the way down if you want to say hi. That's just polite. So we hang out. I'm like building this thing, and then they come by and they're like, here, can I help build this? And I'm like, I guess, yeah, sure. And they give their input, and I've left their input and like left their ideas on it because it's like, here, we're both building this together, so of course I'm gonna let them have their input and leave whatever they want on it. And it's like, and then we start like ending up kind of role-playing, like technically, like everything's semi-roleplay in some sense on the server, but it's hard to define like what is and isn't roleplay in some senses, because in the main canon of Godling SMP, me and Blue have not met yet. We have exchanged kind of letters, kind of, where we left notes for each other. Them being like, hey, I know you like went through something, I guess. It was like some mortal thing. Do you want to like hang out or something? And my character's like, what's this random person talking about, especially because, like, their character talks about how my character as a warden is interesting and different because I'm rainbowy, not your stereotypical warden. And so they talk to me and they're like, so then in the letter they're like, yeah, you're not a normal warden, are you? And then I was like, because technically in this world we don't have wardens. No one really technically knows what they are. And my character is very, very far from home. So they're very interested in seeing if Blue intends to leverage what a warden is against them. Like, hey everyone, this person is super dangerous inherently because they're a warden kind of hybrid thing. They're just a whole mess. We know they're a warden, we know they're like black and rainbow, which looks kind of sick, but obviously like with the big antlers and the teeth and the weird ribs and the soul thing, not the like most cuddly look on a person. So it's like my character is very suspicious, and their character is mostly just curious and kind of confused because the only mortal their character has interacted with is they're very antagonistic towards, because that used to be their brother, but they died, so, you know, sometimes things happen like that. I think used to be their brother or sibling, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's just brother. Maybe both. I'm pretty sure it's both, actually. 99% sure. So that's where our characters are at, but it's very funny because we're like talking and we're like, we need to get back to our role playing. We need to make our characters meet. And then now it's been months and they're very busy with school, and I'm kind of busy with school, not as much so. So it's very much a like, oh, that's not what I intended to do. Very much a like, oh, we'll get to this at some point, and we both have ideas in mind, and they're the only one I've shared technically most of my story ideas with for my character, which my character has got a not very complex backstory. It's mostly just an idea of like, they had this occupation, things got a little messed up, they had to leave their only home. Well, not their only home, but they had to leave like all they had known, and that's important. And so they cannot feel like, he feels like he can't get as close to people anymore, which is a very large detriment when you've got things like a big community starting up in Detroitburg. But my character decides to stay in the very first place that he settles, because he's a warden, and that's his cave. That's the Spiraling Caverns, the first ones near spawn, which is where I first saw and decided, hey, I'm settling here. And here's a dungeon. Don't need that. And nothing useful. Even name tags, I get those from villagers, so I don't need them. But yeah, so my character decides not to get involved with things like Detroitburg or Ender Meadows, which is another faction that's been starting up. Pybro's now a part of it. It's got several people who are Endermen, or Enderman adjacent, I suppose. But in general, it's just, they've got a very cool castle, and they've got one of the best minigames on the server, Pistol Valley, which Pybro built all out of redstone on their own. They're like, them and Toby are some of the only redstoners. There's Tech as well. Tech's very good, but they're also mostly focusing on coding right now, I think. Bite is. Like, I think Bite is doing that. I don't know. I mostly just focus on the basics. Basic survival, building. Some technical aspects I know and take advantage of, but generally I won't focus hard on that because In some cases, technical things might end up being banned, but in other cases, it's just a lot of effort for something that is very, very cool. Like being able to take advantage of something technical and like mess with the inherent code of the game itself, kind of, by simply being in the game and playing it, but also like learning how to do that and how to like figure out those things is something I cannot do, really. My brain is very just hardwired towards the general survival of Minecraft itself. And like understanding why as a game it works best, because most things in the game are intended for survival. Of course, there are things like command blocks, barrier blocks, other things that you only get in creative mode or through commands where it's like intended to be utilized by people who are like map makers or just creative in general, or making redstone devices or technical devices, I suppose. And all those things are very interesting, very cool. Not my thing though. If anyone does do them, it's like more power to you. I cannot do that. I in theory could. In theory, my brain could figure that out. In practice, so far, not much. In general, I've just been kind of learning through Hermitcraft osmosis. Of just like, oh, this is a thing this person did in their video. This is another thing that I know works very well. And that's basically all I do. Which I want to do an automated smelter. I think just having a thing where it's like very automated, like with multiple chests and furnaces and stuff to be able to transport items, everything. That's something I'd like to do, have like a functioning super smelter, because that's very useful as a builder. Though I'm not smelting things like glass, maybe terracotta might be an issue, as well as smelting quartz into smooth quartz and other things, because I know I plan on building a huge organic out of maybe either smooth quartz or I'm pretty sure smooth quartz might be my best option, because I want something I can do with stairs and such that also won't be like a huge, like I want to be able to use stairs and also not have it just be gray and I'm not using wood really. But being able to use stairs in an organic is very useful as long as you're not going for, say, a chibi style, because then you're gonna want like it to be as chunky as possible, like just a chunky little guy. You, that man. You, north. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello? Okay. I was just losing hope, and then you give me hope again? Seems a bit rude. A bit callous of you. Oof. One of the things is I might accidentally get stuck, and getting stuck in bedrock is a reason why I have my trident and my ender pearls. Need to be able to be free. Cannot get myself stuck and be like, well, guess this mining trip is over. That's just... whole lot of effort for very little gain if I have to cut off the mining trip that soon. Because I've gone through mining trips and gotten literally like stacks of copper and gold blocks each, but because it's in raw form, of course, you get raw copper and raw gold blocks, which I consolidate them like that so that I'm able to keep using more inventory space when I don't have access to things like shulkers or bundles, I guess, or things like llamas or mules where you can carry items. And then also I don't carry ender chest because my current ender chest is not full of things that I can actually use in a survival setting, so it's not really a portable thing for me. It's like, sure, I can access them anywhere, but they're my valuables. I could just keep them in a vault, and it would be the same effect, really, for me, because it's just a bunch of precious items, I guess. Kind of precious items. But most of them I just keep because I can't let anyone else on the server have their hands on them, because even though they are all very nice and very good people, I am probably the one that follows the rules the most. I'm very much a rule follower at sometimes. Like, if someone tells me to do something and I'm like, no, that's stupid, then I might just flout that rule just because I can, but like, just messing with people is very different from directly breaking the rules. So, I keep all of my illegal items very safe in my ender chest so that no one else may illegally use them. Which I've never illegally used, I think, almost any of them. Many of them are one-use deals, so like being able to illegally use one of them wouldn't be like the end of the world. And some of them I was given with the intent to be used, but I just didn't use them anyway because it was more satisfying personally to be able to make my builds or do specific things like in my way that I wanted to do them. Which isn't to say I didn't appreciate them trying to help, they were, but it's just, even when they want to help me and when I'm building, I tell them please go to survival and build in survival at least, because I don't want them, like, I spent so much time collecting those blocks that all that time would be wasted if someone decided, hey, I'm gonna help you and be in creative mode. It's just, I really like being able to say, hey, look at this huge arena I built. I did this all in survival. Look at these cool effects I managed to implement in survival using survival mechanics by moving Enderman in this specific area, so that you'll always hear Enderman sounds, or in this area you're always going to have these particles because I embedded a respawn anchor or a ender chest in there so that you'll always hear them. And that's very cool, isn't it? See? I did this cool thing all on my own. And then things like the void glass effect, that takes a lot of glass and a lot of effort and a lot of time to figure out, but I managed to do it. It was my first time ever doing it completely on my own without being in creative, because I did try it out a few times on creative mode in a few creative worlds I was playing with friends a while back, where we were mostly just goofing around, honestly. But I did play with like the glass fog effect because I had just learned about it and I wanted to try it out, and they were very impressed by it. Because I am very much the one that is like super dedicated to playing Minecraft. One of them, unfortunately, like just as the update came out the other day, yesterday or whatever, they then are like, yeah, my computer monitor stopped working. The one monitor I want to get is like $200. And it's like, I'm very sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry. But yeah. That's just, and like my friends were all very focused on games. Like we met each other through video games, whether it be other games or Minecraft itself. And we all have our own stories and characters and stuff. We're all very participatory in like fan areas for games because we care a lot, and it's like the one way you can express how much you care about something is creating art or creating something, or just expressing how much you care about it in an accepting online space, because not everyone gets that offline. And it's very nice, especially because with Minecraft with the revival, which some say it's because of specific YouTubers, I say it's because of the overwhelmingly large neurodivergent and queer community. Potato potato, or whatever. I know what's right. Didn't dedicate years to playing the game even when it wasn't cool, just for it to suddenly be cool and them to say it's some random dude's fault. Even if I do, like, respect people who, like, obviously are doing a lot for the Minecraft community, some people just aren't doing a lot for the Minecraft community and profiting off of playing it for views and not, like, having a genuine love for the game. Which, like, of course you don't have to have a genuine love for any game to play it, and you don't have to have a genuine love for any game to make money off of it. It's just very annoying when you watch someone playing the game who's not, like, good at it and obviously hasn't put in the time and yet still is playing the game and profiting off of the hype. And it's like, dude, put some effort in at least. Like, seeing someone who doesn't know how to, like, swim in Minecraft is, like, the most aggravating thing ever. And, like, seeing all this stuff where it's like, oh, how do I do this or that? And it's like, have you been paying attention? You're, like, hanging out with someone super popular who knows what they're doing about Minecraft. They could tell you. Did not intend for that. Yeah, Feather Falling 4 is good. Almost died. Would have died if I did not have Feather Falling 4. I have run out of blocks, so I am utilizing the water bucket. Ooh, there's a lot of gold up here. Yeah, I'm pretty high up in the Badlands biome, so it's gonna give me a lot of gold. This is how you really get a lot of gold. Like, of course there's gold farms, but we currently don't have any. We did have one. It's just like a 2-person gold farm that's not as efficient as, say, like Doc M's current gold farm on Hermitcraft. So it's like, at that point we could build a 1-person one like what Impulse SV has done. And that would be far more efficient. It'd be the best source of XP we have since we don't have an Enderman grinder or a Guardian farm. And it would just be cool to have that much gold, considering I plan on building with gold. Though also being able to flex like, hey, I got all this gold and survival on just mining trips. I'm the tryhard with no life and does 0 things besides just playing Minecraft. Everyone bow down, I'm the coolest. And that's where all my cobblestone is gone, I guess. But yeah, we don't really have a piglin farm for gold or anything. So for me, it's purely mining. I'm sure for other people, they've got different ways of getting access to these things. And technically, in some cases, we could infinitely farm things. Specifically because in, like, the gift shop, there are some things where it's like, yeah, you can just grab this and literally use it to get infinite of this. But, maybe don't, or maybe do, I don't care. And it's like, fine. I guess all that hard work was for nothing. Like, I spend all this time collecting all this gilded blackstone because it's my favorite block, and then someone wants to use it in a bigger build, and I'm not online to give them more, and then they ask, hey, can I get more of this? And then it ends up being a thing where you can just grab this one thing and get as much as you want. And I think it's cool. It's cool that people have access to building materials and don't have to, like, DM me about it or whatever. Though, I'm fine with if they DM me about it and be like, here, could you get me this or this? Like, do you have this in your stores? Your vast quantity of wealth? And I'm like, yeah, sure, here, I'll hand it over or leave it in this area. When you're online, you can come get it. Like, here you go, comrade. But yeah, I don't care really either way. It's just a little bit like, here, this person worked for all this, you get to say you did it all legit, and then this person didn't. Which, I guess, I don't know. Ooh, this is pretty, These are far less rare than the plain one. In the newest update, these will be less rare. So let's get that and put... Sir, if you want to fight me, come fight me. Like, don't bitch around. I'll fight you. You just gotta come and find me. I know your AI is good for finding things. Once you catch sight of something like 40 blocks away, you'll come and see me. You'll come and say hello. Like, at this point, it's just rude to say hello, but not even, like, actually look me in the eyes, which I'm not one to say anything about looking people in the eyes, but still. There was a point, actually, where where Endermen were, like, kind of my thing. I really liked them. Says that Enderman. But currently Wardens are, like, if I have a Minecraft Sona, like, it's able to be interpreted however you want, and I really like the other interpretations of, like, here it's like this abstract blob, here it's like this kind of bunny-ish creature, and here it's like a, weird reptilian creature, and I'm like, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, all of them are cool. I love this. Love it here. Anyone who draws art of me, I am, like, literally in love with, platonically gonna kiss them on the mouth or whatever. But, personally, in my brain, I just always go to Warden because, first off, it's cool as hell. Very intimidating. I like being able to be like, here, I'm the coolest, newest bitch on the block. Look at me. I've got this cool, like, soul core, which is here, currently. Once I get a shulker box, I'm gonna make it black, put in a bunch of rainbow glass. That'll be my core as well. And then if someone messes with it by taking out glass, it'll slowly debilitate me until I am dead. And I am unable to move. And I will die. And that's how it is. But currently it is just a Heart of the Sea. For my character. So maybe in character it's just kind of blue tinged right now. Maybe it's just a bit strange. A bit off. Maybe it'll only be right once I am able to access the end. Though that doesn't... Ooh, did not mean to do that. Doesn't make as much sense. Maybe once I'm able to access the Deep Dark, I can fully access my core. Which, guys, Bad Boy Halo, his newest stream where he, like, was able to go to the under Y for the first time, he is definitely a Warden. Like, there's no doubt about it. He's a Warden, guys. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe I love Warden hybrid ideas way too much, but he is definitely a Warden hybrid. Like, just saying, like, he's saying how he's comfortable, he's saying how he wants to go deeper, like, hello. Either that or he's hearing the call of the void, and it's like, either way. Considering how he wasn't a fan of the bedrock, it's not the bedrock doing it, so it might be some other force. Or it might just be instincts because he's a special little boy. Who knows? Who knows? I too am a special little boy. I'm a special little Warden. Maybe on other servers, if I ever get onto other servers. Hey, an SMP, hit me up. I'll be something else, or I'll just be, like, stay as abstract and not, like, fully identify, like, hey, I'm a Warden, hey, this is part of my backstory. Maybe it'll just be like, I don't know what I am either, man. I'm just living like this. Kinda sucks. I don't know. Maybe I'll be like, oh, yeah, I guess this time I'm a creeper. Because I have thought about that before. Being a creeper, or a creeper hybrid, would be cool. Kinda wanted to have a rainbow creeper skin, but kinda decided against it at one point, I guess, because I couldn't find a good one. Like, there are plenty of skins out there, and plenty of good ones. Some people are super good at making skins. I know that for a fact. I've seen some very, very good ones, especially on this server. It's just, I'm not gonna be the guy to ask people for a skin. Maybe in some sense I'll be like, hey, finally gonna ask someone for that brown mushroom skin. Could you hit me up, get a good brown mushroom skin? I can't find a good one that's not just like a plain, like, just weird, like, naked mushroom guy, or wearing a suit, and like, well, I'm all for a suit. I'm not very much the suit wearing type. Maybe that's because I've never worn a suit in real life before, so I don't know if I'm the suit wearing type. Love to try it. Won't try it soon, I guess, because suits are expensive and renting a suit would be a whole hassle. Besides, dresses are way, way, way easier to wear than a suit, probably. But instead, I don't know what else I'd choose to be, because there are some other skins I've found, like some cool ones. It's funny because I was searching the emo one, like looking for meme skins, and then also like if there's a good skin, then I guess it's a good skin and I'll just keep it. And then so I found some like emo skins that I can use at some point, I guess, if I want to be an emo boy. Found some good ones, like one with pink highlights and one with like blue highlights. And little like demon horns, that's cool. And then one with these like cool 3D effects on it, that's kind of trippy. Pretty cool. Pretty sure this is water. It's not water. But anyway, it's like, picking a skin, not that big of a deal. I make it far more of a big deal than what it really is. It's just like, how do you want to look? And like, I don't know. I've seen some pretty bad skins. I've worn some pretty bad skins on my day. It's just like, well, here's your most basic bitch skin. But it took me literally years to figure out how to change your skin. I was Steve for so very long. And being Steve is like not a bad gig. Being Steve, pretty great. Not really my thing though, at the end of the day. Far more, I don't know, chill. Well, Steve's the chillest. Like, you see the vibes. You know he's chill. You see Steve, you know he's chill. You know Alex is the one that's going out and causing problems. Not even, like, Alex is just cooler. Like, the cooler Steve. Like, she may be slimmer. They may be slimmer, like, because they both use they, them. At least from what I've heard, and from what I feel in my very, very heart and soul. But, it's like, Steve is kind of a wimp, just as the early Minecraft players were when we found Minecraft so very scary. Which, to be fair, at one point Minecraft was darker. Like, it was a very dark game, just because there was no, like, lighting. Like, the lighting was all goofy. I don't know. But Steve is very much of a wuss. And Alex is gonna go get her butt kicked by a warden or something. They're just both very much iconic, and I love both of them. They're both non-binary icons. But very much like sticking to one of those skins is not for me. I respect people that use Steve and Steve derivatives. Some people say it makes you a noob, and it's like, sometimes it's just sticking to the classic. The classics of Minecraft. And being a Steve, not the end of the world. Being an Alex, not the end of the world either. Sometimes you're just Alex. This happens often. Alex is a cool name for cool people. I would know. I have a character. His name is Alexander. He doesn't go by Alex, actually. He refuses to go by nicknames because I also refuse to go by nicknames. Hate that. Hate when people decide, hey, I'm giving you a nickname. I'm not going to ask your input. And I've had this one person who would give me a nickname, and then I had to tell them several times, like, no, I don't actually use that. That's not my name, and it makes me uncomfortable. Please don't use that. Not even my friends use those. And then they're just like, they forget. Thankfully, I haven't talked to them in, like, years. I literally forgot they existed, which is, like, thank God. Sometimes there are just people who are, like, it's just, like, they don't get it, which, like, fine. Like, you don't fully understand what social interaction on the internet is like. I don't fully understand it either. I don't understand every single aspect of interaction, but, like, if someone gives you a boundary, I'd assume you'd remember it. But, of course, I don't remember a lot either. Maybe I'm just a hypocrite. Half the time, I'm like, wait, who's that person's pronouns again? And it's like, oh god, I have to go and check. Oh god, they don't have it anywhere. I just have to remember. I don't remember things, but then I just ask. So like if someone's like, if I'm like, oh, is it fine if I call you a nickname? They can just ask things instead of just doing them out of the blue. But of course, I don't really care much for nicknames, and it's like hard to make a nickname of Spiral, so that's fine by me. Someone calls me Save instead, that's funny. It's very funny. I've seen this thing where in a live stream chat, someone was like, Save, and like they were talking to me, but instead the streamer thought they were talking to them because they were a moderator, or like we're a moderator in one of this person's friends' chats. So then they're like, Save, go do this thing. Save, what are you doing? And it's like, oh god, what do you mean? You can't save in this game. What do you mean? What are you doing to me? What do you think I'm doing wrong? You can't even save in this game. It's an auto-save game, please. What do you mean? How do I save? And it's like, no, I was talking to this person. I was talking to Save the Spiral. Because they called me Save instead of Spiral, which I think is nice. It's fun. First name Save, middle name The, last name Spiral. That's how it is. Oh, I don't want you to blow that up. Sir, there are so many men. So many men in this mine. I'm one of them, but still. Not valid. No valid men in this mine. Hello? Creeper? Aw, man. What? Okay, for a sec I thought they were lagging. Where'd this creeper go? You. Is that where you went? You really? Okay, man. Okay. Most of what those chests are useful for is golden apples, enchanted golden apples, torches, and chests. But in 1.18, the coal itself is very, very useful. Like, insanely useful. But thankfully, we will all have so much coal. I could literally just light up caves with lanterns. Like, I'm a rich person. I'm the 1% on this server, but I literally freely share the wealth, so it's not really the same, like, implications of being the 1%, considering I aim to make everyone equal. Oh, you. Why are they all attacking me? Why are they all attacking me? Is it because I'm a man? Is it because of my fragile male ego? They know. They know I'm so fragile, like a little flower. Why is the only one that had the intelligence to pick up a weapon the stupidest one? Why? Why was he stuck there? Sir, did you have some memory of your past life of picking up a shovel, yet no memory of anything else, like how to navigate fences? Sir. I just love killing dead men. That's just how I do. Sometimes murdering dead men can be your passion. Ooh, there's lava above there. Okay, there's no creepers though. Can I still pick these up? Yeah, I've got a full area for another slot. Ooh, okay. Thankfully, mobs don't know how to navigate minecart rails. We win these. I plan to collect a shit ton of, like, cobwebs, that's what I mean. Cobwebs one day. I already have, like, several stacks. I ended up giving some of them to someone. I was like, yeah, just check this chest. There's gonna be a ton. And they're like, why do you have this? And I'm like, listen, we don't ask questions around here about why I do or do not have things. Because then you're gonna ask about so many things you don't want to know about. my several stacks of chests, my chests, my stacks of barrels, my stacks of very dangerous arrows. You're just gonna get answers you don't want. Like, I may or may not always be prepared for battle, but that's just how it is sometimes. I knew you were up here. I could sense it. With my ears, idiots. I've got ears, and I know how to use them. Kind of. I kind of went, like, partially deaf in an ear for a while. Like a few months ago, a month or so ago. I don't know. I don't remember if it's fully gone away or not, or if I'm just permanently partially deaf in an ear, and I've just kind of gotten used to it at this point. But I do hear things a bit better than usual, I think. Than normal, I think. Because I was listening to some My Chemical Romance. I almost said Minecraft Romance. It's My Chemical Romance. My brain rot is that deep for Minecraft. But, like, I don't know, man. Some of the, like, directional audio I was able to hear better, so that's a sign of me slightly retaining more hearing than I thought I did, which is good. Sometimes having more senses is good. And having no senses. Ooh, this is the song. The song. Oof. Spotify Wrapped. Like, the Spotify Wrap came out today. Which, there is a website to see your Spotify stats at any time, but of course the Wrap itself is special because it's like a year thing, and then of course, like, conventionally people share them. I don't know. Mine's got a bunch of the made-up genres that aren't real genres on it, which is like, okay, guys, you're really trying to be, like, trendy here, but literally all you're doing is frustrating people who actually care about music, which is a lot on your music sharing and listing platform. Tried to get the skeleton there, did not manage it. I'm probably gonna end stream soon. Just feel like it. And I've got the power and skill and will to do so. And this is a very good cave system, so I'll probably log off while in the cave system instead of anywhere else. Well, I'm gonna kill this guy. And then I'm gonna end stream. So, goodbye. I saw some people were, like, lurking, kind of. Maybe you just had me on in the background. Maybe you were going through the Minecraft category and found me at, like, the bottom of the list. Either way, this was very good for my second stream ever. I'm gonna get used to talking more and more and actually coming up with things to say, because this was far more like actual conversations and stories instead of just me walking around and trying to talk to my friends who had a bit of mobile delay, so that was a bit of a mess, but it was good to have, like, a first stream. I've had a lot of fun. A lot of fun today. A lot of fun every day. And I really like streaming. It's fun. It's nice. And it's also, like, tiring, because, like, I don't do a lot of things that are tiring. But anyway, this is where I sign off. Goodbye.